Hello, this is Joy Marino from Joy Marino Coaching. I want to share my thought of the day, my tip of the day for you. I'm going to start here. I'm just going to show you what's like on my Facebook, what I just posted, and also what's on my blog. Basically, I'm going to read it to you and expand on a little bit as I talk. And I'm not sure if this will help anyone, but on today, on day 3 of a content challenge that I'm doing, I had to share my story. And I began with a blog post that was like, I had high hopes of being inspiring and motivating. But as I typed, I got real. I shared the things that I've dealt with, which were very painful for me. But the focus was that one thing I'm most proud of, and that's my strength. So to share that, I had to be vulnerable, raw, real. And for a brief moment, I worried what others would think of me for the choices I made. But that strength that I talked about, it pushed me forward. I deleted the sentences that spoke to the people who would judge me. You know, those sentences like, well, if you feel this way, I'm sorry and I apologize. No, no, no. You know what? I'm not talking to them. So if they want to judge me, they surely didn't, even make it to the end of my blog post, to the point of the story. And I don't want them in my life anyway. So it was really hard and I cried, but I let it all out. I hesitated over that delete button a few times to get rid of that post. But if I don't get it out there, how can I possibly hope to help a single person? Telling my story is to attract the people who resonate with me, the women who need me and are actively searching for me. My story is not over. That was just a piece of my story on my blog, and I'll share that with you in a second. I have so many more chapters to create. So my thought for today, my tip of the day is feel the fear, acknowledge it, then step past it and toward the life you deserve. Fear is normal. Living in fear is not. Your life is an occasion, my friend. Rise to it. I love that quote so much. So real quick, I'll pop over to my blog post. That was my Facebook post after I wrote my blog post, because then I just kind of got into a whole nother headspace there. So the one thing I'm most proud of is my strength. And I don't mean the fact that I can pick up a 50-pound dog and lift them onto a table at my job. What I mean is I've overcome a boatload of shit. I mean, really. But I'm still here to talk about it. And I'm still positive and strong and purpose driven and passion filled. So almost 2 years ago, it was a different story. I felt like I was dying on the inside. I felt like a beautiful bird in a cage, or that bird in the gilded cage, or whatever the saying is. But you know what I mean. Um, and basically, it's pretty to look at, sometimes kind of noisy, but otherwise trapped, never allowed to spread her wings and fly. So basically, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You can read it on joymarino.com. But basically, I was at a point where I just gave up, and I was I guess you could say I was depressed and suicidal. I didn't want to live anymore in the way that I was living. I didn't want to be trapped anymore. But the one thing that changed that for me was my kids. And they've always been my why I do anything that I do has always been my kids. And the struggles that I went through when I really, really was down, I mean, literally figuring out the best way to do it, kind of a thing, I thought about my kids and I thought about them growing up without me. I thought about never getting to experience all the things with them as they grow up, prom and graduation and getting married and having their own kids and everything. It, 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 it killed me. It literally hurt more than what I was dealing with besides that. And the absolute moment of, oh, I can't do this, it was because when I realized that my 1-year-old daughter at the time would never know who I was, that I didn't even exist, because of course she's not going to remember me, and who's going to talk about me because of what I did, you know what I mean? I completely lost it. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? My kids are all going to forget me to a degree in their own way based on their ages. And I couldn't, I just, even now, I stutter about it. I just can't imagine that. So my point really was, I shared my story. I was raw. I was vulnerable. I let it all out there, because in the long run, there are people out there that will resonate with my story, that need to know that they can be strong, and they can also get through anything. So the blog post is over at joymarino.com. Love to have your comments over there. If you resonate with the post, I'd love to hear from you. Um, and it's just, I want to encourage you to reach out to someone that can give you some help and guidance. And I'd love to be that person if we're, if I'm the kind of person that you want to work with. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this brief video. I'll talk to you soon. Your life is an occasion. Rise to it. And that's from Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, if you're wondering. Take care and talk to you soon.